Yes, guys, we have finally made it. We are finally back again for another reaction. This time, a Saturday edition reaction, brothers and sisters. And of course, I'll be dropping yet another one on the Mr. Leaks reaction, guys. So tune in for that vibrations, brothers and sisters. But we are indeed in disturbing times, brothers and sisters. Very disturbing times. And of course, we're going to get the vibrations right there and then. Of course, big up on yourself for definitely tuning into another vibrations. Let me know your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. And of course, we're going to get into that depth right there. Don't forget, guys, to subscribe and turn on the post notification. Click the bell when you subscribe so you'll be notified when I drop all my videos right there and then, guys. And of course, like I said before, hit that like button, brothers and sisters. Smash that like button. I would appreciate that right there and then. Anyways, guys, while I stay right there, let us get into the crazy vibrations of today, brothers and sisters. But of course, before I get into that, guys, I must make mention of this particular video that I saw.
Because for me, healthcare is critical. I have insurance, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, if my children fall sick, I can fly them out. But what about...
So some of all you believe is magie and nonsense, I say. Okay, brothers and sisters? All right. So the Prime Minister literally told his citizens that he can send his people out. You know, he can send his children, his family out to get medical attention and then ask the people, what about them?
If my children fall sick, I can fly them out. But what about all of us here, all of you here?
He tried to include himself, all of us here, but realize what he just said and say, what about you here, brothers and sisters? Keep in mind that this is the Prime Minister of a country who's supposed to do a number of things, including elevating the healthcare standing for the country. Yet still he's coming to tell his people that he can send his little ones overseas. Interesting stuff. But brothers and sisters, today, we have yet another interesting set of dilemmas, brothers and sisters. The Prime Minister has indicated that the social programs could be terminated without any difficulty, and I was flabbergasted and mind-boggled by this. How on earth? Let's just play this, brothers and sisters. Let's get this into the program right there.
And what Dominicans must understand, I'm speaking specifically to some of my Labour Party people, who sometimes some of them like to get carried away and...
So he's talking about the Dominican people and then mentioning his Labour Party people getting carried away. Interesting. All right.
And what Dominicans must understand, I'm speaking specifically to some of my Labour Party people, who sometimes some of them like to get carried away and this and that and whisper it and talk a lot of foolishness sometimes.
He just wants to call you guys foolish, in case you did not notice. He wants to call you guys foolish without actually saying foolish, but say you guys saying a lot of foolishness. Which, of course, I mean, sometimes you tend to ask yourself a question, are Labour rights really thinking? Not all of them, you know. Some of them get to benefit massively, and as a result of benefit massively, they care about themselves, don't really care about what is taking place outside. This is why one of the PAL reps, I will never forget this, told me that the economy is doing the best that it has ever done. The economy is not doing... That
we have to understand that all of these programs are policy initiatives deal by way of cabinet decisions.
Let me bring that back, brothers and sisters. Listen, this is why I tend to do these things, because I realize some people are not totally savvy when it comes down to really critical thinking and understanding what people are saying. Listen carefully.
All of these programs are policy initiatives.
All of these programs, social programs, are policy initiatives. That is organized by who?
By way of cabinet decisions.
By the way of cabinet decisions, brothers and sisters. You have to come in cabinet, put it out there, everybody say yay, nay, and so forth before it gets approved. And then the budgets then come in place to put these things in motion. All right, let me bring it back again. Some of you doesn't hear.
Thanks. That we have to understand that all of these programs are policy initiatives deal by way of cabinet decisions.
Cabinet decisions.
And all it requires, it doesn't require a cabinet decision to reverse it. All it requires is a memo from the Prime Minister.
So it's rather interesting that the Prime Minister is saying that it is as a result of cabinet decisions, but doesn't require cabinet decisions to take it out. I'll give my thoughts.
Altian Jurek, best known as...
Go ahead, sir.
Easy as that. I could stop the NDP program within a few seconds. The history care program, the pension for non-contributors, the educational assistance, housing assistance and home construction, I could stop all of his programs within a few seconds. Easy as
So
that.
how can you get the power when it's cabinet that approving it? Which is rather interesting. Don't you have to go back to cabinet to take it out? I could be wrong, brothers and sisters. But if cabinet approves something and the prime minister says, you know what, guys, I don't think we should do this again. Let us struck it out. He then has the authority and right to remove it when he did not put it there in the first place. How do you get the authority to do that of which, first of all, these programs are not from your salary. These programs are not from your contributions. Boy, let me give a grant from my billions or my millions, whatever amount of money you have. These programs have nothing to do with this. These programs, initiatives brought about by cabinet, and cabinet says, hey, I think we should do the Yes We Care program. We should do a number of things, and then allocate the funds that the people have contributed to, whether it's be via taxes or by their birthright, selling of passports and so forth and so forth. The prime minister come in and say that he has the right to remove it. What?
This ulti.
Now, guys, this is the actual video of the thing. It's on the Dominica breaking news. And I was flabbergasted by all this. But he mentioned something rather interesting, brothers and sisters. Let us go back and see if we can get it.
Cabinet decision to reverse it. All it requires is a member from the Prime Minister.
Member of the Prime
Easy
Minister.
as that.
Easy
I
as
could stop
that.
the NEP program within a few seconds.
Okay. Now he mentioned he can. That's the first thing he mentioned, brothers and sisters. The question I must ask. Has the NEP program been terminated last month? Was the NEP program terminated last month? Why the NEP workers of today are not getting paid or are alleged to have not gotten paid? Was the I say that clear? Was the NEP program terminated last month? Why? The Prime Minister first mentioned NEP and then mentioned the other things. Sir, you do not have the, well, then again, he can say it, you know, but the people have to either say no, that not happening so, or they just accept it. So technically, he is kind of right, you know, come to think of it. It is the people that are allowing that to happen to themselves. Now, brothers and sisters, Dominica is not making much money in this day and age. Even though they're talking about tune into the next reaction, brothers and sisters, I will be talking about Calibishi next. No, Dominica isn't making much money. So obviously, some of the programs, and I was watching somebody sent something to me. Let me see if I can find it for you guys so I can play it immediately. So guys, this is the video right there. I want you guys to listen to this.
Give up control over their economy to the IMF. This was not a conspiracy. It was just like a known thing, meaning the government of Zaire had to place IMF officials in its government.
No, brothers and sisters, the problem here is with IMF and in putting people inside your country to do things, you know, helping while they pimp in your country and so forth. Now, this can pretty much be related to Dominica. You know why? Well, when you have certain people who have been placed in positions to be in charge of CBI, you know, and then they somehow get some loophole or whatever it is, brothers and sisters, based off contractual agreement, to then decide to manipulate the economy of Dominica by deciding to refuse monies or whatever the case might be. And then Dominica is forced by the Prime Minister come and say, I have the ability to remove programs and this kind of things there. All right. On a country that is not making surplus. Keep that in mind. So all of a sudden, the country is not making surplus. And then bow. Things start falling apart. Things start falling apart. Why things start falling apart? Because of the people that they placed in charge of certain things, brothers and sisters. And as a result, there's a cycle that is happening. I don't think people understand exactly what is going on because I don't know, for some reason, people seeing things happening right in front of them and they just doesn't believe it, you know. It's interesting.
The treasury in control of the economy, and we would shape the economy usually to do two things in the tropics. They
would shape the economy. The people that you invite to be in charge of certain things end up shaping the economy. And as a result of, you know, limited funds and this kind of things there, they will come and say, oh, I have the power to do this and do that. Is it true that the NEP program was cancelled last month? I hear people say, oh, they don't pay NEP workers and all. Oh, okay.
focus on extractive industries. So, like, let's get this stuff out of the ground
country
as fast as possible without any benefits accruing to the local population.
Kind of reminds me of Layu, brothers and sisters. Layu and all sorts of things going into the river and people making noise and the people in charge don't even worry about these people.
In fact, we'd often like ruin the environment around them and, you know, make their life miserable. And
Doesn't that sound like what is happening with the rivers, brothers and sisters? No? Okay.
Number two, agriculture stuff. So we would like force them to do this like monocrop kind of industrial scale.
Who is handling the agriculture of Dominica, brothers and sisters? Not the Chinese. The Chinese bringing all sorts of things to Dominica to then manipulate them and then create new products or brand of their product so that it can grow in the Caribbean and, you know, sell it all over the place. Not true? Okay.
Agriculture, usually of things that they couldn't eat, that they would export to us for our consumption. Palm oil, rubber, tea, coffee, etc. So we would like engineer their society to do this. And
brothers and sisters, I know how Dominica was before and I know how Dominica is today. And there's a massive difference, you know. Massive. Boy, people do easy now, boy.
To be more dependent. In order to do so, this is an export-led model. You want the exports to be cheap, right? So that means you need the currency to be weak.
Currency.
So we would devalue the currency again and again and again and again. And you basically want to like shrink the economy. Like you don't want the government to be like providing any subsidies to its people.
You know what subsidies are? The very thing the Prime Minister just claimed there that he could take out.
Or like healthcare, education. No. That's only for rich countries. Now, of course, the dictator takes his cut. But beyond that, there's like nothing for...
The dictators take his cut. But beyond that, there's nothing left for the people. But beyond that, there's nothing for the people left over. Isn't that what is happening in Dominica, brothers and sisters? Isn't? Oh, I could be wrong. What do I know now, brothers and sisters? What do I know? All right.
The history care program, the pension for non-contributors, the education.
Brothers and sisters, while Skerrit saying all these things right there, I'm thinking to myself, it's not your money that put these things in program. It's the people's monies, the taxes for taxes and all those kind of things there. The government has a duty to take care of the less and less fortunate and so forth in society. But the government also has a duty to ensure that things in the economy are elevating. Because one of the things that I notice, especially it is happening in the United States as well, is the middle class is being destroyed. Brothers and sisters, back in the day, we had a clear middle class, upper class, and this lower class. We had a clear margin for these brothers and sisters, but the middle class is being completely destroyed. When they kill the economy for businesses, where businessmen themselves are getting so frustrated that they have to take their own lives, or they have to close down shop and leave Dominica. You know how much business people I know that left Dominica to find betterment? And Dominicans watching all these things happen to them. And they staying quiet. The reason why the Prime Minister can come and say he can take up programs and this kind of things is because he know the people will not do anything about it. That is why. That is why. From my understanding, brothers and sisters, let's just continue.
Assistance, housing assistance, and home construction.
The housing thing is correct about. He doesn't have to provide housing and this kind of things. But obviously, it is alleged on the basis that they are washing money, bringing the houses in. This is why it comes down to Calibishi, and you're trying to wonder why on earth are they building in? Why on earth are they planning to build this massive school in Calibishi for 20 students or 30 students? That making sense to you? Tune in to the next reaction, brothers and sisters, that I'll be doing on the Mr. X Reacts channel right there. Anyways, brothers and sisters, there are some comments that I must showcase in that regard right there so that people can see what a number of persons have been saying. Mr. Roosevelt Skerrit, if you're tired with the job, step down. It's not that he's tired. Money is not flowing the way that he thought it would have flowed because of previous associations. Not so. True or false? All right. If you are tired, just step down. Well, he has indicated a number of times that he wants to step down. But, you know, can you honestly step down without, you know, you have to make sure you cross all the T's and dot all the I's to ensure that you don't get in trouble, no? All right. If you are tired with the job, step down and let someone else take up the responsibility and come face your jail time, please. These lies are hot. Interesting. He speaks like an authoritarian. Yeah. Like he's the one in charge of everything, and he doesn't need anybody's approval, even though it is the cabinet that approves certain things, and he just feels like, hey, I can take it on. Anyways, he speaks like an authoritarian. Total control over people. We need to vote him out. How a PM can speak like that? Enough is enough. He cannot speak like this. He is too complacent. So when he is actually saying that you need him, talking about the NEP, $1,000 a month, $1,000 where $700 a month, you're talking about 1,000. Anyways, when you give a man too much, why I agree? When you give a man too much power and it goes up in his head, you think this Skerrit with the dimples back then, his dimples have fat in it now. But you see this Skerrit from back then and the Skerrit that today is the same person? Absolutely not. And with a statement like that, this is why you need to get out of cabinet and go face your penalties that are awaiting you. Well, things are going to get worse. And I keep telling Dominicans, things are going to get worse, and they think I'm joking. They think I'm joking, brothers and sisters. The writing is on the wall. It's clear. But people think I'm joking of sorts. Well, stay there now. Stay there and let the man come and just do all what he want. Let him just do what he want with all you. Okay. All right then. Penalties, with your penalties that are waiting for you out there, because instead you talk about positivity, you want to try. The reason why he's talking like this, brothers and sisters, because the country not making money to sustain this program. So he's coming out and say certain things. And then he's targeting his own people that supporting him to do things for them. Cancelling all the programs that are alleged to have helped them. Brothers and sisters, the reason why we are in the state that we are in is because of this very man. This very man is the reason why we are in the state that we are in Dominica. Him, nobody else. The people that are under him who are silent and want to pretend like everything is fine and dandy because they raise their salaries and all those kind of things there. These people, they are the supporting beam to that. But when Dominica collapses, brothers and sisters, they lost the nature of the Caribbean. Let me continue, brothers and sisters. Carriage before the horse, yes. Money running out. Oh, so some people know money running out. So, well, not really the money running out. Is that I don't think he has access to the money anymore. Money running out. So, you're talking like he can take things, you're talking blah, blah, blah. Did they cancel the NEP last month? Was NEP program cancelled last month? All right then. Just be mindful, brothers and sisters, if you hear people losing their jobs, okay? It might be slow, they might, fade it out bit by bit. But last month, brothers and sisters, I was talking about the NEP, wasn't that? Not last month, no, in December, wasn't I talking about the NEP? I say, NEP people, are you ready? Next month, that was January. We in February. What happened last month now? Who knows? Well, some of all you don't know. Specifically, some of my Labour Party people. Yeah, he's talking about his people. All he has to do is send a memo in seconds, and easy as that. I hope he knows to vote. I hope he knows to vote by these same Dominicans. What? I guess he's talking about the votes of the Dominicans, and some Labour Party people who fed up with the in secret can take him out. Yeah, they will have to vote him out, but they might come back with some tricks. His friends might send in some monies, I know. Yes, Daddy, we're sorry. We will not talk bad. We will not talk bad on you because you do pay us or pay us late. We will hush up and take what? Yes, that's how Dominica's operating right now. They're hushing up. They're taking beer blows. Whipping, brother. Whipping, brothers. Oh, you mad. Whipping, brothers and sisters. World boss, AM to PM, he working. Yeah, he working to take out money from you. He working to take it out. He calling his own supporters dotish. Yes, I just told you. The first time I read in the comments, guys, I told you he's indirectly calling his people dotish or foolish without telling them they're foolish. But then he told them, they're saying foolish things. Not a fool says foolish things now. Okay. All of these are the responsibility of the government. That's correct. Except the housing thing. The housing thing is for those who really are not able, the disabled, the elderly folks, these people that need housing, you know, after they pay all their life working hard and so forth, the country has to then contribute back to them in that regard right there. That's why I believe that this system is not somebody who can properly work and decide, you know what, boy, I just want to be lazy and not work. Well, then again, you know, there's two ways to look at this, brothers and sisters. There's a way where people are able to work and not able to find jobs because the prime minister has destroyed the economy. So you have people have abilities to work, but there's not much there. So the other one is the prime minister has to provide it for them because they have destroyed the economy. That is this economy destruction is Skerrit's fault. Roosevelt Skerrit's fault. As a result, he's in charge of everything, not your brothers and sisters. He's in charge of everything, and he destroyed the economy of Dominica. The man has destroyed the economy, brothers. I know how the economy was. I watching all the charts. You can just Google them and see. Dominica received the highest amount of money it has ever received in its history because of CBI. Even the EU come in and report and say that only 1/4 of the information received from CBI was reported to the Dominican citizens. That means 3/4. Why would you not want to put that, let the Dominican people know the whole story? You only report in 1/4. Gasa. And because we're losing all these things, jobs are going, unemployment, all these things happening. You got the economy, not much money is coming in as a result of actual brothers and sisters, alas, factories that need it, boy. But that's why the people I want. So let me not say it's the prime minister that do that. It's not his fault. Not the prime minister that destroyed the economy. The people that did, the people that have. Let me just read a little more. The people that destroyed the economy by putting this man in and expecting and having hope that he would do better, knowing that it's 6 times now. 6 times, I heard somebody say 6 times, I think it's a Calypsonian, 6 time prime minister or whatever. Man came in and the man just, the people that do that is the people. Just like we always looking at Domlek and say, but Domlek that cutting light on people. Who is in charge of Domlek? IRC that regulating Domlek. Who is in charge of IRC? The government. When you're asking all the profits that Domlek has made, why doesn't Domlek use these funds to then buy what it needs to do to meet the capacity? Why? Then you understand it's been regulated, but we blaming government, we blaming the Domlek. Brothers and sisters, you always have to look at the root of the problem, the root of the economy, brothers and sisters. The root of losing visa-free is all as a result of Roosevelt Skerrit's decisions. All. Not some, but all. So what do we know, brothers and sisters? What do we know? Huh? Let me continue reading. I'm happy, you know, Dominicans hearing the evil government words. All that man just don't care about Dominicans and Dominican people. My people, get up and stand. Well, they don't want to stand up. They will just take it. That's why slavery was so long, brothers and sisters. Because the people that could have done something, they were silent. 1, 2. Those that were weak, boy, I stayed there and discouraging others to go and do anything. People suffering in silence. Brothers and sisters, you can read people's aura. If you can read the auras, brothers and sisters, you just pass around people and you can see, you can tell. You don't even have to see. Boy, tell you, boy. It's a ghetto we in. Talking about the ghetto, brothers and sisters, Miami Buffer State. I remember all the 4 all the activities. They even had carnival just after visa-free was lost. In Buffer State with England. Visa-free was lost with United Kingdom. They had carnival like a week later in Buffer State. And look at here, somebody. Boy. Okay then. You all must be suffering from amnesia not to realize that's an old clip which was only differentiating policies from obligations. It doesn't matter. Be that the case, it doesn't matter. How a man can come and tell you that he's going to take away things from people, he can take away things. Was anything taken away? Hey. So exercising their democratic right to express themselves is the threat. Yeah. That's why people cannot talk. When people talk in the comment, you know much people has message me and say, Mr. Lix, Mr. Lix say this, not say that, talk about this, talk about that. While they quiet in the shadows. Labor rights with that message in me. Labor rights with boy. Gasa. Anyways. Let me know your thoughts in this regard right there. Just like this video was also an old video as well, brothers and sisters, but its sentiment still remains. Especially when you see what is happening today. You have to ask yourself a question, brothers and sisters. Ask yourself a question. It doesn't take much to ask yourself a question. Ask yourself a question. What's going on in the country? What's going on in the one-man world? You know why a number of persons are calling it one-man wealth? Because it seems like only wealth is one way. You look at it, the other man sell out himself, and the man driving a broco as a proud man thinking that he made elevation, he elevated himself to then sell out his own principles. The same thing that man is doing is the same thing the Prime Minister is doing to the kind of economy. Cooling the bakery. Anyways, brothers and sisters, it is your boy Mr. Leaks on this year Brbptv. Let me know your thoughts, man. I got a little heated today because I was, man, I mean, things was happening to Dominicans, things was happening to Dominicans, boy. And Dominicans don't see that, I remember Grambling, yes, brothers and sisters, Grambling University, They try to reach out to the government, hey, pay your fees, mes amis. To the brink, where the people were being going to lose, boy. They were going to lose access to class and a number of things. Would not be able to stay in the dorms that they were staying and all kind of things. Dominicans, in a foreign land where the Prime Minister is supposed to take care of them. Instead of the Prime Minister stepping in, the mayor or whoever in that vicinity had to step in to save the Dominican people, Boy. The mayor to step in, and then I think they have to sign something saying if they can't, if your government doesn't pay or whatever, you have to pay it and all those kind of things there. Just so they can continue. And imagine they did this because they know Dominican students are doing well, and it shows the magnitude of greatness of this school. If a set of people are getting a 4.0 and 3.75 and, you know, being on the honor roll and the presidential roll or whatever role, brothers and sisters, they are on there, it reflects good on the school. So they know when the Dominican students come in, they know the Dominicans are going to be doing well, and it reflects on the school. And not even the very government, and the very government will come and say, oh, what your mother, what the mother and father.
So we started the Calypso last night. It was, what your mother could not do, labor has done for you. Ready? What your mother could not do, labor has done for. What your father could not do, labor has done for. What nobody else can do, labor can do for. What nobody else will do, labor will do for you. Labor will write the next line after tonight.
Anyways, guys, what are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. Let me know your thoughts right there. These are just my thoughts. You know, my views on what the videos and this kind of things there. What are your thoughts, brothers and sisters? Are we on the right track? Are we on the wrong track in Dominica? Is what we see in a facade? Is what we see in real or fake? What exactly is going on? That is a very interesting question right there, because sometimes you tend to wonder if reality is what reality is. That's a good thought process. Is reality what reality is? Or is it manipulated? Are we manipulated from actual reality? The Prime Minister can come and say he can take up programs that have been approved by Cabinet. I find that very, very hard to believe. Very hard to believe right there. But of course, you know, the Prime Minister will do what the people allow him to do. But the question I have to ask is, what has happened to the NEP program last month? That's all I have to ask. I don't know. Anyways, guys, it's your boy Mr. Leaks on this here Brbptv. Give this video a thumbs up if you understand it. If you want to see more, definitely subscribe and turn on that post notification. Click the bell, brothers and sisters, and you'll be notified when I drop my videos right there and then. Tune in for the next reaction. I'll be doing the bin later on today. I think I'll drop it like around 4 o'clock. But we'll see how that goes. It's your boy Mr. Leaks right there on this here Brbptv. Remember, guys, be real, be positive.